I don't even know. Serious? So there's that. And we're tired of hearing it, a zombie apocalypse. There is outrage.
Outrage tonight in the craft brewery world.
Brewery buyouts, sneaky distribution deals, how you can get some money out of macro beer. But first, what are you guys drinking? I picked up this Nostradamus at my local cavabière. I just thought the name was kind of fitting, you know, for the mood, the atmosphere of today's topic of impending doom. It's a brune. It's got a lot of red fruit, dates and spices, cardamom, yeasty, but it's still actually kind of fresh. Cheers. Oh, it's like a fruitcake. 9% ABV, holiday fruitcake. Let's drink and talk. You guys may have seen some hashtags floating around. Macro beer sucks. Drink local beer. Or pumpkin peach ale forever. You know that last one, you will by the end of this video. 2015, macro beer has dominated the craft beer talk scene, openly trying to piss off beer geeks. I would say 90% of the 2015 recap conversations that I watched and listened to and read involved the words AB InBev. There's InBev Brazil, and then we have Interbrew Belgium. They got together, they created InBev, and then in 2008, they took up Anheuser-Busch in a massive global merger, and now you have AB InBev or ABI. And now they're combining forces with other evil powers. The AB InBev Saab Miller merger has gone through. $107 billion, ladies and gentlemen.
Company that controls half the industry's profits really be allowed to merge?
It's a lot like Darth Vader and the Joker getting together, combining evils. Be an interesting costume. What does this have to do with you? Well, let's get into details first, and then, you know, we can make some educated decisions. Beer friends? And I'm not going to get into a debate right now with you over what is craft beer and what is macro beer. And in general, I think it's a global consensus. Any brewery that makes more than 6 million barrels of beer per annum is considered macro. And to put that in perspective for you, Victory Brewing out of Pennsylvania, they make about 125,000 barrels of beer per year versus AB InBev, who does about 350 million barrels per year. You see the difference in those numbers. How did they get that big? I think is the real question here. I'm just gonna throw some numbers at you, okay? America, we're in 1873, and the country has about 4,131 breweries, to be vague. Prohibition, wham, that MFer. 1933, it's repealed. Thank God for that, right? About a year after, there are 756 breweries back in operation. So the number of breweries shrank really quickly, and there are a lot of contributing factors to this. It's not just like evil guys in suits. There was war going on, refrigeration was invented, canning was something that was brought into the system, and also, really important, television and marketing became something, mass media, mind control, and that's going to be one of the main driving forces behind the craft beer revolution. This craft movement that's starting is rebelling against the idea that you should tell me what I should buy in a subliminal way that I don't even fucking realize. So, most of the remaining small breweries in the 60s and 70s were just absolutely beaten to death. And around 1980, beer drinkers were left with about a half a dozen major companies in a couple different regions that were producing millions and millions of barrels of the only available beer, and it was all very light. It was all very stable, very consistent, generally fizzy yellow lager. God, look at the retention on this bad boy, huh? It's so sweet. Interestingly enough, though, the fizzy yellow lager that made this mass-produced beer so accessible to the masses was also kind of its downfall. Very dull and lifeless product. And this thing of accept what you're given, and here's some fun advertising telling you why this Fizzy mediocrity in the beer marketplace is what you're going to have. And it eventually led to a demand for tastier beer and more translucent companies. Enter the craft revolution. So now AB InBev is losing incredible amounts of market share. And by incredible amounts, I mean really, really small. As you can see from this Brewers Association, beautiful infographic down on the right, you can kind of see this little chart here, and it says 11%, which is how much craft breweries have of the beer market. And they're no longer in the single digits, and I think that's what's freaking out the breweries. They're in 11. 11 is a scary number. So now they're lashing out, and they're doing things like this. To which most beer lovers responded by doing this.
You gotta be kidding me! Nice try, though.
But that isn't all. They've also been prancing around in sheepskin for quite some time now.
People are not drinking beer like they used to.
Some beer drinkers may not even know the choice they're making. More, I'll be less likely to purchase it.
Scooping up companies that you may know and you don't associate with big corporate evilness. Red Hook, Goose Island, Blue Moon, Shock Top, Magic Hat, Pyramid, Leinenkugel, Kona, Golden Road. They really wanted to get deep into the heartstrings of all of us. 10 Barrel out of Bend, Oregon, Ballast Point out of San Diego, California, and Elysian Brewing out of Seattle, Washington. Fallen Soldiers. But then in December, bam! 3 breweries in 4 days. They took up CamdenTown Brewery out of London, UK, Four Peaks out of Tempe, Arizona, and Brekinridge Brewery out of Brekinridge, Colorado. And these, like, Brekinridge has been around for a long time. Camden is really new, but they're around. They do good beer. Four Peaks I don't really like, but hey, man, your heart's not in it anymore. You know, you could definitely just sell it, or you could do something like what Pretty Little Things has done. They are a husband and wife team who did all of the brewing themselves. They made some really great beer, and then they decided, you know what, we're done. Instead of selling their brand, they just quit. They just shut it down. So if you see any Pretty Little Things beer around, scoop it up. Excuse me. I'll probably drunk at this point. Isn't the point, though, of being in like a craft business that you do what you love and it's not about the money? God knows that, you know, us nerds who like trail this beer community, we're not really making a lot of money off this shit. Do it because we love it. We want you to love it and to care about you and maintain you as a functioning human being, and to do that, consuming good things, surrounding yourself with good things, that's pretty important, in my opinion. I mean, I guess you can't totally blame them. They're probably sitting on, you know, some nice real estate at this point. It irritates me. If you want the full list of everything they have, I've linked it below. Go check it out. And while you're at it, you may also want to file for a grievance and get yourself some money out of AmBev, because if you thought that Kirin, Ichiban, or Beck's were actually brewed respectively in the countries that, you know, they sort of represent, you'd be wrong. AB InBev has been making fun of beer lovers, and they're trying to become a beer geek, but that's not enough. They've also light a little ticking time bomb. This is gonna affect a lot of people in the States. They've done a craft opt-out incentive program. Now listen closely here. These distributors could get up to $200,000 per year if they sell mostly AB InBev, and that's why they're scooping up these little brands, because they're saying, we don't need you to look, we have all these guys, we have all the guys you need, you don't need to go anywhere else, just give us all your money. Who needs diversity? Stay here, live in the family. Who needs local beer? Okay, I see it two ways. I see it going two ways here, guys. Take it however you want. Good, right? Better distribution. Ballast Point Sculpin IPA, people rave about it. You know what? We're gonna have some of it. That's really great. So there's going to be excellent products for more people. And just like something like Blue Moon or Widmer Hefeweizen, things that were gateway beers for a lot of people who now love craft beer in America, these other brands being distributed internationally, that's going to be maybe gateway into other people, and it will open the doors to them, and they will discover craft beer and then maybe care more about where it comes from, and put more pressure on the big companies to, I don't fucking know, invest in small people. Maybe these big guys, this is their turning the leaf. They're gonna not care about the money so much, and they're just, you know, trying to invest in good companies. Wishful thinking? The bad. Obviously, it's less local. There's gonna be less shelf space for your local beer. As AB kind of spreads out into other places, you're gonna have to be more conscious about where your dollar is going. Your euro, your yen, all of this is your vote. This is your money, is you supporting something. So we're gonna have to make more educated decisions, and that means more education on our standpoint. Honestly, I am outraged. Outraged is the point here. And I know a lot of other beer geeks are too. I would love to hear just what else you think. I mean, the good, the bad, but at least now there's a little bit more background for people who may not understand this weird beer geek speak. If you're still just sitting there and you're not outraged, then you're missing the point here. Cheers, ladies and gentle geeks. Merci pour tout. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. If it was, please share it with your friends. Get the word out a little bit. This is what we're all upset about, because doing nothing, people just spending their money on these big brands and not even knowing it. It's kind of a fucking downer. There's all of the material linked down below. Educate yourself. Please check out everything. There's also a really good video from Terry from Beer Goggles that gives you alternatives to macro lagers with some craft lagers. Your beer, everything that you do, where your money goes, that's on the road to being a conscious consumer. So let's not compromise the craft beer revolution, please. Please, just a thought. This is always the saddest part. Although with this in particular, I am kind of happy to see it go.
Shut up and kiss me.